close up. Attack team close up.
Captain sir, attack team closed up sir.
Stand by to start attack on watchers.
Ready to fire sir.
Fire!
It's always high voltage action on the seas. In peacetime or in war, the Indian Navy moves eagle-eyed and ever alert, ready to swoop down, catch the enemy off guard. Take a look at India's coastline. It's so vast, it's open to threats from state-sponsored and non-state actors. But every inch of the 7,500 kilometers coastline is to be kept safe. The highly skilled maritime force guards it 24 hours a day. These ships surge ahead, always vigilant, and their frothing wake marks their commitment. The saga of the Indian Navy is a story of unique transformation. Rapid strides in technology matched by the ingenuity of those who man the machine.
It would be hard to imagine, when we turn the clock back 30 years, that one would have a navy of the type we have today, the best in the world. And I can only imagine what it would be for the future as technology comes in and we have even more capable platforms. And it's not only the platforms that are changing, even the man behind the machine is changing tremendously.
The journey of the Indian Navy shows its grit and determination. An all-out effort to fulfill the country's maritime destiny, growing into a 56,000-strong fighting force, the fifth largest in the world. The build-up of the naval prowess counterbalances the threats that a burgeoning economy faces. The Indian economy is booming. 90% of India's commerce is by sea. Presently, 60% of our seaborne trade comes westwards from Africa, Europe, the United States and the Middle East. At least 40% of the trade volumes move across the Asia-Pacific region. Asia is the key driver of world economy now, and nearly $260 billion worth of oil passes through the Indian Ocean. Not just India, the 56 littoral states and hinterland countries are all rich in natural resources and on the threshold of development. They thrive on sea trade. Sea lanes of the Indian Ocean have become the lifeblood of the country's economy. They all remain safe under the watchful eyes of the Indian Navy. The guardians of the sea ensure that India's maritime interests remain secure. India's heartland is like an arrow, jutting out into the center of the Indian Ocean. This gives India a pivotal maritime position. Under the law of the seas, India has special rights over the exploration and use of marine resources in its exclusive economic zone. This zone is spread over 2 million square kilometers, almost two-thirds of India's land area. It's a daunting task to secure the vital sea lanes and the exclusive economic zone. But no enemy will dare to enter these waters. The Indian Navy, ever vigilant, is always on the prowl. The enemy is always lurking, waiting for a chance to pounce. No wonder the Indian Navy was designated as the overall maritime authority, responsible for coastal and offshore security. The Indian Navy's state-of-the-art ships safeguard all vital installations. For the multifaceted force, such challenges are nothing new. It relies on sustained operations aided by seamless networking to achieve such goals.
Amongst the armed services, this is the only service which operates not only in 3 dimensions, which is on the surface of the sea, in the air and underwater, but there's a 4th dimension today also, which is the electromagnetic medium. And if we have to be successful in war, we need to dominate all these 4 medium.
The quest is on. It's a race for supremacy in all areas of combat. The Indian Navy is on track, safeguarding India's maritime interests on the high seas along the vast coastline. The Indian Navy is making its strike capabilities razor sharp, inducting new ships, submarines, fighter aircrafts and helicopters. This helps it maintain primacy in the region. It's based on the strong belief, surveillance is better, not reaction. The guiding philosophy is run deep, run silent, run long. 3 commands take care of India's naval formations: the Western Naval Command, the Eastern Naval Command and the Southern Naval Command. Their tactical leadership rests with the naval headquarters in New Delhi. To meet the changing threat perceptions, the Indian Navy has evolved a joint services approach. The Andaman and Nicobar Unified Tri-Service Command is entrusted with this new responsibility. The Western Naval Command guards the Western Front and the areas to its south.
As you are all aware, our roles and responsibilities at sea have increased manifold and become very challenging in the recent times. In addition to undertaking fleet deployments and exercises at sea for maintaining our combat readiness towards meeting conventional threats, we are in addition undertaking deployments regularly and tasking for low-intensity maritime operations, for coastal security and for anti-piracy operations.
Emergency Bravo. Appreciate enemy snooper in area.
Assume AMD state 2. Assume AMD state 2. Enemy snooper in area.
Unknown aircraft on bearing 215.
15 kilo closing.
Forward. Forward primary. Aft secondary. Engage.
Its strike capability is backed by its highly effective air force. With the new fighter aircraft MiG-29K joining its ranks, the command's firepower has increased tremendously. Anti-aircraft beyond visual range missiles, guided anti-ship missiles, smart guided bombs and rockets make the fighter aircraft a force multiplier. The Navy's firepower is now more potent than ever. Indian Navy's strike capabilities and dominance in the region is aided to a large extent by its aircraft carrier, the legendary INS Virat. With a displacement of 28,700 tons, it is one of the largest vessels in the Indian Navy.
Mission briefing for attack on enemy vital establishments at 1700 hour.
The Eastern Naval Command is ever ready to snub any aggressive move on India's eastern front. A composite force with multifarious capabilities, the Eastern Fleet is a silent, reassuring presence. It provides security to the vital installations